Play the hand you are dealt to the best of your ability, regardless of who wins the game. If I came up to you and I told you for sure that your wildest dreams, ones that may seem impossible, are completely possible and will happen in your life. You will achieve your dreams, you will meet all of your goals, you will become the person who you truly want to be. The only thing it's going to take is for you to wake up every day and try your hardest in every single moment. Every day, try your hardest. Every week, try your hardest to put in the maximum effort that you possibly can and more. If I told you that all you had to do was that, and you would reach all of your dreams, you would get everything you ever wanted, you would do it, right? You would put in the maximum effort that you can. You would show up every day and you would empty the tank, right? Now, what if I told you that your dreams, that all your aspirations, all your hopes are truly impossible? That you are not going to get there no matter how hard you work. You cannot work hard enough to reach them. A lot of people's response to that would be, well, then why work at all? You know, I'm not going to get there anyway by working so hard, right? It's just, I'm just going to fail. It's inevitable. But I think that the true failure is in not trying. Right? Because in life, nobody can tell you if your dreams are reachable or not. Nobody can tell you if one day that you will reach these aspirations, these hopes that you will have. It is a mystery until the day that you die, but you will only find out if they were reachable if every day you give your all. Because think about it. Think about if you have lived a life, right? And every second of every day you have tried your hardest. You have truly emptied the tank. Almost. But on your last few days, your last few weeks of life, you take away a little bit of energy, you give 99.999 and you die and you didn't achieve what you wanted to. Maybe if you gave that 0.0001% more, you would have. Maybe if you didn't pull back, maybe if the tank was truly empty, you would have gotten there. How would you ever know if you would have or not if you didn't do it, right? You would never be sure, right? You could sit there all day and think, well, I tried so hard, you know, obviously what I wanted wasn't possible. But maybe you just didn't try hard enough. Maybe you just didn't. You had a little bit more in the tank you could have given, and that is the reason that you didn't get there. And you'll never know unless you would have given that full tank. And say that you spend your life and your tank is truly empty at the end. You did give your 100%. You gave your maximum effort. You gave your all. And you still didn't reach your dreams. It is not because you didn't give your all, because you did. It's because it wasn't possible in the first place. The game was rigged. You were dealt a bad hand. Your hand could never win. Unfortunately, you played it to the best of your ability, and you still lost. And for a lot of people, I think that would almost be heartbreaking to die knowing that you gave your all and in the end it was truly impossible. But isn't that better than have not have given anything at all? I think to have tried your best and to have not succeeded because it was so impossible is much more noble than have sat around and done nothing because you knew it was impossible from the first place, right? Because just think, nobody knows if it's possible or not, truly, right? You need to give that 100%. You need to empty the tank. You need to give everything that you have to find out. Because if you don't, then who's going to guarantee you're ever going to get there? And if you sit there and say, well, it is impossible, I'm not going to do anything, what's the point, right? And people will say, oh, well, if you know your dreams are impossible, right? You know you're never going to get there. You know, even if you give maximum effort, you cannot reach there, which is the case sometimes, right? People say if you were able to know that, then wouldn't it be absolutely meaningless, right? It's meaningless to try. And maybe in the grand scheme of things, it is meaningless to try, right? Because some people can try and never get there. It's just, this is the way it is. But like, No, it means something to me. It is not meaningless to me. Maybe in the grand scheme of the whole of the universe of time and everything, it is meaningless. But I am the only person I am ever going to experience this world out of, right? Nobody else is going to have my perspective. These are the only eyes I'm ever going to see out of. This is the only body I'm going to inhabit ever. And so, who cares if in the grand scheme of things it's meaningless? If it means something to you, it means something. Because the only way you will ever be able to see this universe is through yourself. And so if it means something to you, then it means something to everything. Because that's just the way it is. You have to think that way. You have to be a little selfish in that regard. You have to think that even though the universe is so grand and truly you are just a speck of dust, that if it means something to you, then it has meaning. You need to give it your all. With the slight chance, with even how minuscule the chance may be, that if you give it your all, you get there, I don't see a reason why you shouldn't. To give up, that is the only way you lose, right? People always say that, and it's true, right? And people are like, oh, well, you just said, you can give your 100% and still fail. Yes, you can still fail, but did you lose? Because was it ever the destination that truly mattered? It was the journey, right? I think that your life is not only such a great gift that you should appreciate, right? But it also is almost a debt that you need to repay, right? And you may think that the debt can be repaid, right, with all the riches in the world, with all the money, with the destination, with, oh, once I'm there, I'm gonna repay my debt to the universe, to God for giving me this life, right? I'm gonna repay it with all the stuff I have earned. But I don't think that's what repays your debt. I think what repays your debt is the suffering, is the misery, is the sadness, is the hard times you go through getting there. That's what repays the debt of this gift of life that you've been given. It's not the destination, it's the journey that repays it. You need to give it your all to make something of your life, whether or not you get there, right? It is still such an honorable thing to have given your all and not get there, right? The final stand is so famous, right? For that reason, they tried so hard, even though they were destined to fail. That's just the way it is, right? It's an honorable thing to do, to try your hardest, even though it seems impossible, because sometimes it's not impossible, right? There is that chance that you have been dealt the right hand. And wouldn't that be a shame to have been dealt the right hand and to not use it? And to have said, oh, my dreams are impossible, and then died not have trying, just to figure out that you could have done it all along if you just gave your all, right? Maybe you didn't even have to give your all. You needed to give 50% to get there, but you gave 0% because you thought it was so impossible. When it was right there, when it was right in front of your eyes, when you could visualize your dreams so vividly, and you could reach out and grab them, and you chose not to. For what purpose? Because it was all meaningless? Come on, low-key, do better, right? Then your 100% might not be enough to get you there, but it was better than not giving your 100% to begin with. I think we need to normalize this. We need to start hero maxing. I've been saying this. We need to hero max, and we need to give our all, no matter the odds, no matter the hand we are dealt. It's such a necessity. We need to repay the debt that is this gift of life with the journey, with getting there, with all of our energy, all of our suffering, all of our sorrow, all of our misery, but all of our happiness, right? Because that, at the end of the day, will give you joy. You cannot have happiness, right? You cannot have comfort without sadness, without sorrow, without discomfort. It is impossible. If there was no sadness on this earth and happy was the only emotion you could feel, right? Then it would mean nothing. But it means so much because there is times of sadness. Give your all, no matter the odds.